Just want to say thank you to OpenText for inviting me in. It's lovely to speak on behalf of ElectraNet and my journey. First of all, just a bit about ElectraNet if you don't know who we are. We're the leaders in clean energy transition, delivering reliable and sustainable electricity transmission services. South Australia based. Our vision, energising South Australia's clean energy future, and we're already ahead of the curve on that. We're a great company. And our strategy is delivering efficient and sustainable 5G network solutions, which unlock South Australia's renewables and our resources. We are a very small team. I was the single IM person for ElectraNet for about a year. We realised very quickly that I couldn't do the amount of work required on my own. So I employed Rihanna in April of last year, and we are backed by a very solid technology team who understand the journey, understand that information management is just not about technology, it's actually about the information that gives your company power. So it says they're leading information maturity by stealth. That's pretty much what we do. If your company knows who you are and what you do, you're probably not doing the right thing. I always say to Rihanna, we're the people, they're the cogs in the background. If they're wondering what we're doing, then we probably aren't doing our job right. What were our challenges? So I'll just go through what I faced. So there was very little in the way of a framework that actually managed IM. Chaos is a good word, it's probably being very kind. There was a lot of chaos in the information management world for ElectraNet, but we had to find a better way of working. They've got decades of information that needed to be managed in some way, centralised to provide a single source of truth. There were many disparate locations, not uncommon in IM in most companies, and stored in lots of different locations. So it could be that it was stored in a server location, in a SharePoint location. OneDrives are really great nowadays because they're personal OneDrives that hold lots of different information that could be business critical. And initially, OpenText was already installed at ElectraNet when I arrived. And initially it wasn't adopted fully across the business. It was a bit of a challenge to use. And a lot of the users resorted to workarounds. Again, a common practice if it's not rolled out properly. And what it did is diminished the system's usability. And it resulted in low engagement. And what we did was reconfigured that. We provided a better user experience. If you provide the user a place to come that's familiar and easy, then they'll always come back. If the system's hard to use or difficult to navigate, they're not coming back. They'll find a way around it. And the other thing was we needed to build trust. So building trust with our stakeholders across the business was one of the key ingredients to making OpenText a success as we see it today. And also them trusting the team. Do we know what we're talking about? And proof is in the doing, it's not in the talking. And I've got a quote down there by Steve Jobs, and it's absolutely true. I believe this solely is that you can give anybody a technical tool, putting the faith in them and giving them the training to actually use that tool is key. And so what did we do? So the implementation of OpenText into ElectraNet has actually been a strategic enabler for us. It ensures that our data, documents and our information assets are managed effectively right across the business, not just within IM. We don't have a document control section. That is actually placed back on the teams that manage their data. They manage their own data, they manage their workflows, they also manage all of their metadata. For us, we are a support function for them. We focused on accessibility, focused on the security of the model. How does that look for different areas of the business? Not each area of your business will have the same security model. And that's really important if you've got a company that touches lots of different sensitive information. the integration and the innovation. OpenText is a fantastic product. Like Susan said, I've used lots of different products across my time, and OpenText is probably one of the better products that I've used. It also fosters collaboration. So it means that because the information lives in one location, everybody knows where to get the information and how to source that data. It improves our decision making. Why? Because if someone leaves the company tomorrow, that information resides within that single source of truth, and that business decision can be, that business decision making road can continue. And it also drives long-term success. So it doesn't matter if that person's been with the company 1 year, 10 years or 20, that information will continue right through the life of the company. We have deployed extended ECM with the Enterprise Connect and integrated O365 services. If you're sitting in the audience and you haven't done the integrated services, I recommend that you do. The reason that we've put that in is it allows co-authoring on single source of truth information that resides in OpenText, and allows different entry points for your entire company. It's a very powerful tool, and it works seamlessly. We haven't gone to the cloud yet, by the way. I think that still scares me a little bit. I'm sure the OpenText guys will educate me on that. Our migration activities actually didn't start until May of last year. We're a large South Australian organisation of 600 plus employees, and because the adoption of the product wasn't full through the company, we decided to do a manual migration. We didn't use a tool. The onus is on the departments to migrate their own information, to extract the dirty information so that we can take over all of the clean information. We started that in May, and it says 660, but we're now nearing 800,000 items of migration, and we're not finished. Our journey is very young. We've probably got 6 to 12 months left of this journey before the migration is complete. The uptick on that is now approximately 5,000 items a week. So that uptick increases when you build that trust in your company. Benefits: reduced admin overhead. Again, it's only Rihanna and I that are running the IM space. Regulatory compliance is a big one. We are aligned with the SOCI Act. For us, that's a really big thing as an infrastructure company. Improved user experience and collaboration. You build a lot more trust in your people. And the accessibility, visibility and traceability is a huge one for people. The search engine's fabulous. Just a little bit about me. I joined the business in 2023. You heard before I've been around this game for about 30 years. That should tell you where I'm at. My leadership and vision for this customised fit-for-purpose solution was to ensure that we bridged the critical gap in information that ElectraNet was experiencing, and I'm very proud of that gap that we've closed because it was a chasm before. There's a really solid foundation. I don't believe in single points of failure, so for me it meant that if I leave the company tomorrow, what we've built stands in good stead for anybody that comes in and picks that up. And that's a really, really big consideration for any company. Moving forward, we're just about to release OpenText Mobile. That makes it easy for workflow approval for anybody that's on the road, and accessibility to your field staff, meaning that they are always accessing the current information. We've got another upgrade to 24.4, really excited about that. It's got some lovely new features that currently don't exist. And we'll also investigate integrations with other business systems like SAP and SuccessFactors. And Aviator. I get very excited about Aviator. It almost has me levitating on my seat. I'm not a very big AI user, but the power that AI will give to our OpenText platform is enormous. And so I'm really looking forward to that, to the intelligence and governance that it's going to give us. Thank you for listening and having me.